Brian Phillips, RC here, coming to you with the UMX Ultrix from E-flite, Horizon Hobby. This is just a super, really fun, cool airplane. Extremely capable. I just described it in a little clip as being a huge plane compressed into a small package, brushless motors on both sides, and a flight controller. This thing is weirdly stable and easy to fly, and extremely capable, weirdly capable. It has very simple landing gear. And without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and take off. Throttle cut is off. We're gonna go into the setup and build after this, and then we'll give you some more information. So here goes nothing, guys. Oh yeah, the center of gravity's way better now. By the way, it is not dead calm. My camera crew is an amazing camera crew, as you know. This is with safe on, okay? So it's got limited bank angles. See? Hey, there you go. That's how you can tell when safe is on. And you'll notice that it's totally hands off. Okay, into the throttle. So when you want to go away from that basic control with safe, per the radio setup, you just click that button and there you go. Now you've got full control on low rates, and you can do literally anything with this plane. It is incredibly crazy and it is incredibly capable. They do have braking on both of the motors. It sounds exactly like a taser or phaser. What am I trying to say? Not taser. That's kind of not couth right now. Inside loops. Look at this thing. Upside down, glides. Give it some power, she'll turn around. And awesome yaw rate. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give just a little bit of trim. Okay, much better now. Oh, yes. Okay, into the high rates now. This is high rates AS3X. Look at this thing. It's just incredible. Look at the tightness of the turns. You can just do anything. It just does it. It's so weird. And yesterday I was, we're going to show that video, by the way, at the very end.
So they don't know how much trouble you were in yesterday?
No, well, they won't hear the audio because we didn't have the camera crew mic'd up.
A bummer.
But as you can see, she's pretty much floating. And if you flip over, all you got to do is just go around the other side. It's so bizarrely easy to fly. And it's not a VTOL, guys. It's not like some weird quad. It's an airplane that does all this other cool stuff. And that's what's so fun about it, is that I'll keep my distance here, hon, just so you know.
Okay.
It's just like so capable and weirdly capable at that. By the way, on this 800 milliamp hour pack, we flew yesterday for 16 to 17 minutes. They said 3 minutes, depending on how you use your pack, on the provided or the suggested 500 milliamp. This is not provided with the plane. This is a bind and fly basic, so.
And we all know how good you are at throttle management. Super
That's right. I usually blow my load right away.
Yep. Okay, so we didn't talk about it yesterday.
What, blowing my load?
Well, we probably did, but.
We definitely did not talk about that at all.
It's fast. Is this like a first plane?
Oh, heck no.
Okay, I didn't think so.
If you're flying this as your first plane, you are a really good pilot.
Could Andrew fly this?
I don't know if he would be willing to. I mean, he could, but he just won't. Now, if you're in safe, just keep a little throttle dialed in, and it basically flies itself.
It's just so weird.
I know. It's like a different experience. And I love the cloud cover. This is so good. Oh, good. It's the bird.
Birds are back.
This barn swallow was giving us problems yesterday. And they're kind of hilarious, the barn swallows, as long as they aren't making a nest that looks like a giant turd on my front
On the
door,
front door.
which they did every year.
All 2 of them that we lived here.
Have we lived here for 2 years during
No.
their...
We've lived here for a year, but both like springs we've had problems.
The thing that's crazy about this plane, oh, and then there's also an optional LED strip that you can buy, which I think is goofy. Horizon, what were you guys thinking? Just put the LEDs in.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Stupid. But still, whatever. I love the plane. It's an awesome plane. There's my timer, my 5-minute timer. So we're just gonna fly to the limit. Oh, so cool. I don't know if you guys can hear the squirrel attack every time I change throttle. Okay, so you can stay there.
Okay.
Basically, what's going on is every time I give throttle, it just sounds hilarious.
Laser beams.
And yes, you can do wheels up, wheels down, even though there's no wheels. I don't know that a lot of people are gonna do this, which is kind of cool. But just look how slow you can fly it. If you're careful, you can fly it like at 0 miles an hour and backward. I was thinking about trying to demonstrate in the living room, but then I was like, nah, I don't want to screw up the living room. But just see how cool that is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk it back at me if I can get it to do it, because there's a little bit of wind. See, there's enough power that you can just get out of trouble. It's like if it starts leaning back, you just kind of push it back. Inside loops. Look at this. This is, look at how tight it turns inside. It's like a little ball of energy.
It's fun to watch.
It's weird.
Impossible to film. Fun to watch.
You guys don't get to really see this bowl in its full glory. We should go down there and film. It does seem to be one of these planes that, like, I'm at about 20% throttle here. If you get to about 30% throttle, you're flying in a high alpha configuration, okay? But you can see how slow it is. Just kind of trade your throttle for your elevator. And you got enough juice to just get lifted up. So it's probably about a 1.1 to 1 power to weight ratio, because you have true unlimited vertical if you're moving. And I say 1.1, but I really mean like 1.05, because it's just a little teeny bit more than the actual plane weighs. And remember, I'm using an 800 milliamp pack too. If you're using a 500, you'd have even more agility, which I can't imagine anymore. This thing needs like a 2000 milliamp hour pack. 1S, by the way. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, it's 1S, which is nuts. And by the way, Horizon, seriously, why do we not have this motor in the Sport Cub? I'm sorry. I know it's faux pas to bring these things up, but everybody is thinking it. As soon as you get this, you're going to be like, what? I want that in my little F4U Corsair. I want that in my little, the ultra micro timber that hasn't been released yet, that doesn't exist yet. But like, this motor is so ultra efficient and awesome and powerful. I really want this motor in my old, what is that, ASK 21 UMX? That is an awesome plane that got discontinued, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I'm thought about that forever.
I know, but I was just looking at it last night when I was talking to Andrew about this, and I said, those brushless motors are just insanely awesome, and they're so small, they gotta weigh like 3 grams.
Yeah, they're tiny.
They're smaller than the brushed motors, guys. And look how long we've been flying, guys. I've not been nice to this, and I'm 4 minutes past my flight timer, which is 5. So I'm at 9 minutes. I'm at 9 minutes right now. And look at the juice it's putting out. And I love that we have braking, guys. Look at the prop sitting still when I... See? Props sitting still. That is braking, folks. Braking is when the prop is held still. That means that you glide further because there's less drag. And if you're new to the hobby, yes, a turning prop creates more drag than a stationary one, which is so weird. I still struggle with that concept, but it does. Because when it holds still, I guess it's got technically a smaller surface area, I guess, which is weird. One thing I can say about that incredibly high roll rate is that when it is incredibly high like that, it makes it a little bit hard to tell what direction you're going to come out of the roll. So you just kind of figure it out by where it goes. Isn't that what you like to hear?
That was really helpful and technical.
Oh, did you see that bug?
Yeah.
That was cool. I feel like I'm going to get the low voltage warning quicker today than I did yesterday.
You think so?
And by the way, it's about, what, about 90?
I don't know, it's hot.
Maybe 85. Light breeze right now. It's been dead calm during the filming, but it's been also about 5, maybe 7 miles an hour gusting while we're standing here. You remember when you got me that meter that measures the wind speed, the anemometer or whatever it's called? Anemometer. There you go. Yeah, you remember how I never used it? It's kind of almost like a lapel mic, except that we just bought these and we're using them now because we're wanting to make people stop asking about it.
You have less comments now to do.
Yeah, right. There'll be different comments like, hey, how come we heard noise when you were moving your mic? I have a lanyard on. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the lapel mic is really close to the lanyard. And if it hits, I apologize. That's the price you pay for having a lanyard. I would be just fine without a lapel mic if you guys decide you want to release us from that requirement.
I thought you were going to say you'd be fine without a lanyard.
No, I'm not going to go without a lanyard. I'm getting close, guys. I can tell. Okay, we're at 6 minutes, 49 seconds. So at 7, that would be 12. Jeez, we went for so long yesterday. There's our warning. I was way meaner to it today.
That's crazy.
Let's see if we can get a nice landing. Going into the wind. It doesn't really like land amazing. So that was 7 minutes and 12 seconds. So 7 and 12, that's 12 minutes of glorious flight time on this UMX Ultrix. Guys, very cool, very economical, very small. And yes, they do come off. All right, I'm sorry. I know we already hit our low voltage warning, but we're gonna try to fly it without those and see what happens.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, guys. Please don't fail me, battery. Oh, that is awesome. It still does okay. It's not great. It's definitely a lot less stable. See how it's wonking around?
Yeah, but it still flies.
Yeah, but it's wonky. See? Okay, I'll go grab it. All right, guys, so a couple quick things safety-wise. Use your throttle cut. If you're not used to using a throttle cut, definitely use the throttle cut on this thing. The motors are powerful. The blades are fast. It does have telemetry, but it's real limited because it's only a 1S setup. You guys see that, how it's clicking? Those motors are strong. The magnets are so strong. They gotta be hot, but I can't tell. This is where we're flying it at. To achieve center of gravity, I marked it here just because I wanted to get the center of gravity right. You'll find out why from the actual original unbox. But without further ado, guys, check the link in the description. Buy this thing. It's awesome. It's one of these things that you're gonna get and you're like, I don't know. It doesn't really look that cool. And then you get it and you're like, that thing is awesome. Because when you fly it, you're gonna be in love with it. And I'm actually kind of excited to try it in bad weather because I think when it's crazy windy and stuff, This is gonna be the type of thing that you go out and you're like, whatever, I'm gonna fly it just to show Mother Nature who's boss. And then it's gonna be awesome. But on a dead calm day like today, it's just incredible.
See, that lander's a problem.
Uh-oh. I'm hoping that the audio quality isn't bad. But guys, also, speaking of audio quality, the second half of this video, this is where the LEDs would go if you bought the optional LEDs. Oh. Okay, right there. So pretty simple stuff. That being said, I have it set to I. So like if you press I, it changes the LED patterns. As you can see, when I press I, it doesn't change anything because I don't have them installed. That being said, what else? What else do we want to share with the people?
Oh, you're saying something about audio.
Audio. So we've been trying these lapel mics, okay? What are these? What's the brand?
They're Photo Welt.
Photo Welt. And the reason we went with the Photo Welt instead of the Rode is because the Photo Welt has, I think they operate on UHF instead of 2.4 gigahertz. That was one of the factors. So we were gonna get better, longer range measurement, because you know, sometimes like I go to the end of the runway or whatever, and other times we just basically want to give you guys a better experience here, but it is a lot more work. So if you give us feedback and the feedback is less than stellar on the wireless lapels, we're just gonna stop using them because it's a lot more work. Wouldn't you say?
We went with these because they have two.
Yeah, but we want your feedback. We do want your feedback. I mean, not just because we don't want to hear negative feedback. We want to hear negative feedback if it's bad. If you preferred us to just go back to the regular filming, I don't know if you guys know this. We don't ever talk about this. This is a perfect opportunity. We film on a Galaxy S9 right now. Mm-hmm. We filmed previously on a Galaxy S7, and previous to that, we get filmed on a Galaxy S5, and then I filmed a lot of my unboxings on a Galaxy S3. So we have the whole, I mean, this camera is amazing. It served us well. The only problem we have right now is that the lapel mics add a new layer of time to every single video, which isn't a big deal for the average YouTuber, but we have 4 kids and other things going on in life.
Well, the other option is if we got like a Rode mic, then
it's only one channel,
mic'd and they wouldn't be able to hear me. So
you can hear her when she's standing right next to me. She can sometimes be heard, but she is laser focused on filming. Okay, she's sitting here filming, and I'm flying, and I'm focused on that and focused on trying to communicate a lot of information in a short period of time. 5 hours and 37 minutes on one of the recent videos we did.
Just wait.
So just imagine if you were to write out all the words that happened in 5 hours and 37 minutes, your fingers would fall off. But anyway, the point is, we're trying to make the channel a better place for you guys on YouTube. Give us your feedback. If you don't like the lapel mics, we'll stop doing it, please. YouTube, Brian Phillips here. You just saw the second flight of the UMX Ultrix. This thing is so cool, and I had no idea what to expect. It came in this little pizza box. We did our unboxing, we did our maiden, we were in a big hurry. It was actually a great flight video, but you couldn't hear the camera crew. Camera crew, can we hear you now?
You can hear me now.
We've been doing experimenting with our lapel mics. So we wanted to do this little quick mid-roll part. We're gonna let you watch the whole original video too if you're into it. I don't know why you would, but anyway, you've already seen this thing fly. It is awesome. So a couple things that we missed. First of all, I did not pay attention to the center of gravity on the first flight. That's part of the reason why I think I was seeing some issues. Secondly, I did not set up my transmitter as per the instructions. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you this real quick. This is what I should have done. You've already seen the flight. So the other thing and third thing is 500 milliamp hour 1S. This is the battery that's the original recommended battery. This is the setup that I didn't do. I separated my rates and expo to the E or F switch rather, and I normally do that, but not this time. And by the way, my trim, I'm gonna clear my trim this time because I had a bunch of trim on there, okay? So what that means is when I move the B switch, it's going to operate safe and it's gonna change the expo rates all per the manual. Okay, the reason I'm doing that is because this has a flight controller and so it acts a little bit different. Thirdly, when binding, I was trying to do my usual, get everything in frame so you can see what's going on. You can see the DSMX 22 millisecond telemetry pop up and see the change in state on the lights. We were too close. You do actually need to be a little bit away, which is, again, strange. This is like a little baby huge plane. It's got all the features of a big plane in an extremely small package. I didn't talk about this and I wanted to. They are not glued in. I may have mentioned it real loosely, but you can put this back in the package just fine. So you can transport this thing wherever you want, which is so awesome. So like if you're a pizza delivery guy, you can deliver the pizza, then you can slide this right into the pizza bag.
Keep it warm.
So the other thing I didn't mention is that of course we have this 4 LiPo charger, which works really good. It's got the JST, it's got the Molex style, which I tend to call low C connectors. And then it's got the PH2, which is like just a regular Hextronics plug, and then the UMX ones. So as you can see, this thing works great. You just click, you set the speed. So in this case, this is 0.8 amp hours or 800 milliamp hours. So you just do that and then you just click, it starts the charge sequence. The alternative, of course, in this case is the S2100, which would give you the capability of doing 2. Start, you have to tell it that you're not going to use the bind plug because there isn't a bind plug. Balance plug, I mean. And then let's show the people here. Okay, so obviously this looks like a smart pack and it's obviously done. I just wanted to show you that it can be done. So this has the JST to IC3 connector, okay? So now the other thing too is, if you haven't already figured it out, there's an S20, this is an S2100, so it's dual. We're gonna review the S1100 in the next videos coming up too. So these batteries, this is an 800 milliamp hour. That's the other thing I didn't really go into great detail on. 500 is what's recommended for this plane. Just to be clear, the 800 got us a humongous flight time. You've already seen it, but our flight time from yesterday was what? It was like 17 or, yeah. It was like 17 minutes. I had my magnet popped out because when I put my finger in to lift this, I grabbed the tape. I didn't realize it at the time. So what I've since done, I put a little bit of mucilage in there, put a larger piece of tape, packed it down really good there. So now when I put my finger in, it doesn't catch. Worked perfectly. The third big thing I didn't notice, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get this stuck in for the flight that has already been shown. There's a slot in there. I thought this was the top, the front that they were talking about in the manual. No, you can slide way up in there. So that being said, when you slide that thing way up in there, that's too far. You can see I've already marked it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and balance it here on the nacelles. It's nose heavy right now. So I've made my mark. You can see I'm just pulling it right to there. So on mine, I don't think those labels are gonna be applied exactly in the same spot. I made it to the FCC tag, right to the H in Horizon Hobby, but like I said, I doubt that's gonna be the same on all of them. It's funny because that ends up being virtually like right almost at the CG. So, I mean, it's not really that hard to test this thing. So just test it with whatever pack you use. This thing is gonna give you a lot longer than 3 minutes as recommended. If you use these batteries, like I said, 17 minutes, and that was to low voltage warning. I could hear it. The manual said that you may not be able to hear it. It was really calm. So all those things considered, the charger, this is the micro LiPo charger from Horizon Hobby, which is a Spectrum product, Spectrum micro LiPo charger. Love this thing, works really good. 1S packs are always a pain. This is not a pain. It's got the nice heavy duty JST connector. You don't have to worry about your pins having problems like the micros do. So you're gonna have a quality pack that'll last a while. And then these things, I don't know. They're not like horribly expensive, but they're definitely worth something. So check the link in the description. Check the link in the description. If you haven't already watched it, go ahead and stick around. You can watch our original unbox and into the original flight, and you can laugh while we make all the mistakes that you now know about. So the other thing too is I wanted to point out that in position 0, this is position 0, all the way back, that's safe. Then AS3X low rate, and then AS3X high rate, okay? So that's how they have that configured. YouTube, it's Brian Phillips again with another box. You'll notice this one doesn't come in a garbage bag like some that I've reviewed in the past. We haven't done one of those for a while, but there's more coming. What is this? This is a different size. Oh, it's the UMX Ultrix. So yeah, basically A couple of batteries in here too. Looks like these are 1S 800 milliamp 30C Spectrum batteries. These aren't really technically smart, but they are of the smart line because of the color scheme and branding. So this is an E-flite. Looks like differential thrust, Televon configuration. Kind of looks like a pizza box, very small. Okay, very simple, small package. I like that. Gonna cut this tape. Man, that's dinky. So weird. Some of the packaging on this stuff is just bizarro. Oh yeah, look at that thing. It's so dinky. What? Those are brushless motors. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. You know what this makes me want to do? Let's put brushless motors in some of the UMX planes I have. Anyway, this looks really cool. It's so small. Look at it. It's dinky. It's like smaller than the VTOLs we've been reviewing recently.
It's not a VTOL though.
No. No, where's the tails though? I'm looking and not finding yet. Did I miss them somewhere? There's vertical stabilizers somewhere in here. Oh, they're right there. I was gonna say, there's gotta be a stabilizer in there somewhere. So I'm not sure if this box is gonna be great for transportation because these things have to be installed in there.
Right.
I'm so reluctant to read the instructions on this. Okay, so it comes with a bag. It's got a couple spare props. Looks like these are not labeled left and right. And if you look at the props, they look almost like they're backward. Okay, so this one says, I think that says L, and that one says R. But I didn't notice that on the spares. They're not labeled. Okay, so when you go to replace your prop, you're gonna wanna make sure that when you give it forward thrust, it blows back, okay? Because you're not gonna know. So then we have the instruction manual, which Horizon Hobby products are always really good. This has evidently got safe on it through the E-flite line here. So we're gonna go ahead and break out the manual. Okay, so we got a nice little manual here. Looks like it's gonna walk us through the instructions. Looks like that's below the weight class for FAA drone registry. There's the CG. 175 millimeters back from the nose. Okay. Which is determined with the recommended battery at the front of the battery tray. Computerized transmitter setup. Whoa. Oh, okay. I thought that was 70 for Expo. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything exceptional here. Oh, look, kind of tells you what direction those things are supposed to go. So viewed from the front, they're both kind of turning in toward the fuse. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty simple stuff. So we're gonna dig right into this. This is gonna be like the quickest unbox build setup you've ever seen on Brian Phillips RC. First thing we gotta do is we gotta get these batteries ready to charge. So we are going to break these out, get them working, and we got JST ends on here. Actually, we'll pause and come right back. Okay, so we've got these JST to IC3 connections, so we're just gonna plop those in here. Of course, you wouldn't have to use this with the branded Horizon Hobby Spectrum batteries and connectors, but the ones that you get from them are a lot easier to build. So these are 800 milliamp hours. Okay, so you're black to black, orange to red. So it knows it's a 1S. There's nothing more to it. This is 800 milliamps, so we'll go ahead and set that up. Press the middle button. Excuse me. Press 1. Scroll down. There we go. Cell count, it says 2S. You need to put that to 1S. Then I want to charge these at, these are capable of, does it say? It says 30C pack, so it doesn't say what C rating it is. Does it say on here? No, it's 30C. I'll just charge it at 1S. So we'll go to 0.8 amps. And then we'll go to start. Yes. Okay, now we'll hit 2, and we'll do the same thing. It's 1S. This is at 1. There you go, 0.8, and start. Perform the task without the... Yes. Okay, so they're both going. That's one thing I really like about the S2100 is that you can charge more than one pack at the same time, and you're not balance charging these guys. You're actually charging them separately. You have 2 separate chargers. So it's not like a balance charger where you're forcing the same amount into both in parallel. You're actually charging them with 2 different chargers, which is nice because when one's done, it stops. When one's still going, it still goes. And then when one's done, you can switch to the next battery. So that's really nice. That's something I've been getting used to and have been spoiled with ever since I upgraded these smart packs. Man, it's so easy because you just stick them in and press start. So it's really nice. And I like to keep these things for a little bit just to make sure I know what the part numbers are and all that good stuff. Not gonna travel very well though, because normally you can put these into the boxes, which that's kind of a bummer. That's one of the best things about the UMX planes. Oh, seriously. I don't know. Do we want to glue these? I guess maybe we can just stick them in loose and not actually glue them in. Let's see what the manual says to do. Does it say anything about this? Oh, what is this? Is that like a landing post? All right, what does it say for installation, assembly?
Press the vertical stabilizers into position.
Oh, so you're not even supposed to glue them. So you could still use the box. That is so small. You could stick that behind the seat of your Ford Escort if you wanted. Okay, so arm the ESC. Okay, low voltage cutoff. So we got to bind this thing. Binding a UMX plane is like the easiest thing ever. This is just so simple. What the heck? I don't even know what to do with myself.
You could be on time.
On time?
Sure.
Where's the fun in that? Okay, so that gives you prop clearance. So that's pretty sweet. And then...
Fly with that in there?
Well, yeah, if you want to land, you can. You can...
Leave it there.
Yeah, you just leave it there, and then that gives the props clearance. That's just so cool that those are little brushless motors. Oh, no. My magnet popped out. What a joke. I'm going to fix it right now. It's going to be the easiest thing ever. I'm going to just stuff it back in the hole. Okay. So it's back in the hole. Let's see if it worked. I'll have to put a little new fresh tape on there. Okay, so there's our receiver board. All right, time for the DX18. Okay, so we got the DX18. So we need a 1S with a JST plug. So we will just get another one so we can do setup. Okay, so we're gonna set up a model real quick. It says set all transmitter programming with a blank acro model. Okay, so I'm gonna go add new model. Whoops. Add new model, create a new model. Model type, excuse me. Yeah, model type, data will be reset. It's blank acro. Model name is acro. Whoa, look at that. This is part of the firmware update. So what are we calling this thing? UMX Ultrix. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll that in right now.
And we'll come right back, right?
Yeah. So we have the UMX Ultrix, and we're gonna go back, verify the aircraft type, just normal, normal. Next. There's probably a million new pictures in here. Whoa, there isn't. Surprising. Which one do we want, hon? That's pretty close. Good enough. Okay, so what else do they want us to set up? Assign channel 5 to switch B. Okay, so switch B is right here. Channel assign. Channel 5. Isn't that? Guess that'd be A by default. Travel to 100%. Switch of your choice. We recommend switch B. Timer is 5 to 8 minutes. Didn't they say 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, just to see how long it's going to last. Okay, throttle cut assigned to switch H. Minus 130. Okay, so we want to go to throttle cut, switch H. Oh, look, minus 100. I'm not setting it to minus 130, so if it chops my fingers off, that's my own problem, I suppose. It's working. Okay. Timer. This is the place we need to be careful. It's saying 5 minutes to 8 minutes. I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
Are you getting an angle to where you can actually see this here?
Yeah, when you're working on it. So because it's hard to hear the low voltage cutoff, you might want to set it shorter to start with.
Because of these really dinky brushless motors. That is so cool. This is extra steps I have to take. Why would this not automatically set to expiration? It's ridiculous. Timer start, timer stop. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to default that stuff. Okay, so the timer is gonna start. Nope, I don't have one out on. Active. Now it's gonna start countdown. Okay. So everything else is just expo. So the expo is going to be 170. I don't know what the heck they're asking for. This is goofy. Ailerons, elevator, and rudder. So they want position 0. Okay, so I'm putting it on this one like I always do. They want 100 and 0, then 70 and 30. And then 140, so 140. So that'd be like your high rate, low rates, forget that. That's a waste of my time. I'm just gonna do 10, like I always do, 20. And then 30. And I'm gonna switch it to elevator, switch F. Sorry, camera crew. This way I can adjust it after I land from my maiden if I need to, which I kind of doubt I will. Okay, and then on rudder, we'll switch it to switch F as well. On the first setting, we'll do 10, then 20, then 30. And they're recommending basically that you have a low rate set with 70 and expo of 30, okay? And then they're recommending you have another full rate with 40% expo, which is kind of goofy. So I'm doing it almost like them. I'm just reverting more similar to what I normally do. I'm not even gonna check the CG on this because it's a waste of time too. Because like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna like take the battery out? So at this point, we should be ready to bind. So do you just leave this on? Binding procedure. Refer to your transmitter manual. Okay, but ensure the flight path is not connected. Depending on your transmitter, either power. Okay. Place the transmitter in bind mode. Okay. So I'm just going to plug this in. Okay. Laying it on its belly. Bind down. Bind failed. Depending on your transmitter, either power off the transmitter or ensure the RF signal is off. We'll just try again and then we'll reboot. It's probably not going to get it though. I might be a little bit too close. I bet that's what's going on. It's evidently already bound to something. I keep catching my tape there, that's why it's pulling that out. This is off. Okay. I might be too close, I wonder. Dang it, bind failed. Okay, so we'll pause it for just a sec. Okay, so we're just gonna try this again. It's a slow blue flashing light, which is what it's supposed to be. I'll just maybe get a little bit further away. Bind failed again. So strange. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, guys. It's definitely giving me the bind failed message. Okay, my instruction reader is gonna read the instructions. You know what? I'm gonna switch batteries. Okay, I wonder if maybe my battery was low that I was using, because I was just using any random battery that I found. And sometimes the machine, it won't bind unless you get a battery with full charge. So I'm gonna plug this in and then flip it. This thing is so light, so you gotta make sure it gets flipped over. Okay, there's a slow blue flashing light. I can see it through here. Bind failed again.
Okay, this says turn the aircraft upside down until the LED is slow blue flash, indicating that it's in bind mode.
Oh.
Did you flip it over too fast?
I flipped it over. Maybe I did flip it over too fast.
So keep it
Because I can, okay, so keep it upside down.
Until.
Okay, so we've got a green, then we got a slow blue flash. There's a,
Now it's going faster.
maybe that's what they mean by slow blue flash. Bind failed. Okay, so we're doing something wrong here.
Transmitter controls are neutral. Throttle and throttle trim are in low position. Place it in bind mode.
Okay.
After 5 to 10 seconds, we'll connect and motor will arm.
We'll just see. We'll try it again. Okay. You can pause it. Are you on?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I walked another 1 foot away. Evidently that was what it took. So, all right, so I can see we're obviously connected now. I'm gonna power this down. I'm gonna power this down like I usually do. Sorry, what we were doing wrong is I was just a little bit too close, I guess. So my apologies there. It's kind of embarrassing. So I'm gonna plug this in. Transmitter on. Throttle cuts on, throttle sticks down. All the normal stuff that I'm used to doing, I'm just disheveled because this has been kind of a weird procedure for binding. I've never had so much trouble binding a plane. Reminds me of when I was working with Esteban on any project. Okay, so everything is working there. So I'm gonna throttle cut is off, so I'm gonna check the rudder channel just to make sure it's not gonna cut me. Okay, so it's not gonna do anything yet until I arm it. Oh yeah. Whoa, did you hear the noise? Okay, all right, throttle cuts on and tested, timer's cleared. We're going out to fly this thing right now. Okay, Brian Phillips here with the UMX Ultrix by E-flite, Horizon Hobby. I'm excited to see this thing fly. Had a little bit of trouble binding it. Make sure you're a few feet away from this thing, which is what you're supposed to always do, but I always try to cheat and get things in the camera. So, into frame. Okay. Wow, that thing is like way faster than I expected. It's kind of crazy. Okay, now I need to definitely have safe going. Man, that thing is just like rock solid. It's just gliding right now. It's got braking. Those little motors are brushless. What the heck? Okay, I gotta figure out if channel 5 is like my... Man, look at this thing. It's so strangely like rock solid. It's not dead calm and it's like a mosquito. Look how fast it is. Okay, I gotta switch out of the safe mode here. There we go. Much better. Okay. Okay, we're back in safe. I'm having to ride the stick like crazy. Look at this, guys. See this? It sounds like some sort of a laser beam shooting out of it. You know what it is? When I initiated it, I have that little landing gear thing on. I think it's supposed to be like straight up flat.
No, you got it upside down. Oh, yeah, maybe.
Okay, so yeah, because I'm like riding the elevator like crazy right now. Oh my goodness, that is insane. Okay, I'm gonna go to my lowest rates.
It's hard to see.
Okay, I'm gonna land it. It's like really weird because what I'm having to ride the elevator like this, okay? So I obviously have this wrong. Okay, throttle cut's on and tested. Test your throttle. Use a throttle cut, guys. This would be a finger chop suey here. I'm gonna disconnect the battery and plug it back in. I'm just still at a loss on this thing because it's so weird and yet so cool all at the same time. Just waiting. I think it's armed. I usually, when I have a flight controller involved, I treat things a little bit different than just regular safe. It's not started.
Because there's no, it didn't jitter.
That's true, it didn't dance. So is it supposed to be sitting on that thing? Throttle cut's on. We're gonna try this one more time, guys. We're just gonna try the new battery. Okay, unplug it, plug it in, get it upright. Okay, it's armed, it's armed. Gosh. There's telemetry on this thing too, and I don't even know like what all telemetry it's gonna have, but I'm sure it's crazy. All right, throttle cut's on. Okay, I'm in safe. Oh, much better, much better. I mean, I'm still riding the stick a little bit, but it's a lot different. It's like on rails, so weird. Oh, there we go. Whoa, so strange. Okay, this thing high alphas like nobody's business. It's very, very, very stable. Look at that, guys. Look at that. I'm just controlling it with my sticks. I'm no expert 3D pilot, but look at this. Can you see both at the same time? Bizarre. And it's still auto leveling. Oh my goodness. Sorry about the sun, camera crew. Okay, now I just changed the switch all the way back toward me on B. It's just weird. I don't know if I should trim it or what. Okay, so I just trimmed a whole bunch of elevator into it so that it would fly more or less hands off. Oh, bird. That bird wants to play. That is just the weirdest flying little thing ever. It's like a glider, but I got no throttle right now, guys. Look at that thing. It's such a different experience. I mean, I've flown so many different planes recently. Look at how fast it spins. I'm just not even sure what to think of this thing. It's just so different and weird. And yet really cool. Look at the yaw authority. I'm doing coordinated turns with it. And normally with differential thrust, it's like kind of a hokey sort of thing. But it's just rock solid. Look at this. By the way, my timer went off like a minute and a half ago. Camera crew, it's a good thing you're good at what you do.
I don't know if I can do this.
That's quite literally what she said. It's like, it's,
can't see it.
you can't see it?
Not on the camera.
Let's come over here. Let's come over here into the trees.
That's not gonna help. This is too small.
Well, no, I'm saying just because the color pop. I'll be nice. I'm going to go really slow and stuff. Here, I'll just fly it right here next to us.
It's not the speed.
It's the size?
It's just the size.
Are you saying it's too small for you?
Small.
That's
Can't do it.
demoralizing. Some things you don't get to pick, you know? So strange. Okay, so this, I thought switch B was kind of supposed to be like safe or something. But you know, I never did make a safe assignment. Did you notice there was a safe assignment we had to do? They acted like there wasn't a safe assignment.
It just said set switch B.
Well, when I let go of the sticks, it levels. So there must be obviously some safe happening.
There was a color thing. Safe is one color, AS3X is another color, or something.
Oh, in the flight controller?
Which is which, so.
Guys, this thing is so much better than the Mini Convergence. Just saying. It spins evenly either way.
Yeah.
What, you're not afraid for your life?
Is that your low voltage?
No, it's just the laser beams.
Oh.
It's just the laser beams, that's all. This thing is just like amazingly, strangely, weirdly capable, 100% throttle there. Look how perfect it is. It's just irritating. Stop being so perfect.
I don't understand why you're so mad.
Well, it's just weird because I'm not used to planes flying exactly where they're supposed to. I'm used to planes kind of like, well, I don't really feel like doing that right now. I'm just gonna crash into this wall here. It's so strange. Oh, bird, bird, bird. You see that bird chasing me? You see it? That's a barn swallow.
I know. You might damage your plane. Oh, sun.
Sorry. It flies about as good upside down as it does right side up. There's plenty of authority both directions. It's just like, it's so strange. I know that you wouldn't fly this thing if I asked you to, but it's just like such a different flight experience. I don't know what to make of it, guys, because I've flown all these like different planes that all fly a lot different. You remember when I started flying, camera crew, and I was like, oh, I'll just get the Super Cub, and then I'll get the Haboo, and it'll be good. I'll just have my jet, and I'll have my not jet, and it'll be all I need.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kind of reminds me of the jerk. So I don't need anything except for this.
Yeah.
Except for this ball game. I don't need anything except for this lamp. Ah!
Oh,
It didn't even hit.
no.
My wife was hoping that I would have.
Only because you have to go.
Oh, we're only 20 minutes late. It's not that big a deal.
Still flying.
It's not like they're making food or something.
It's not like we're going to dinner.
That would be kind of an unfortunate thing. Okay, this thing has me intrigued. I want to play with it more. And yet I can't. I thought this was gonna be a 3-minute, weren't they saying 3 minutes? Good Lord, I must have the staying power of a stallion. No? Woo! You know what's weird is these trees echo my obnoxiousness beautifully.
I don't think the neighbors have ever like qualified that. Pretty sure they can hear.
Look at this thing. This is ridiculous. I'm not that good of a pilot.
I thought you were gonna crash.
I'm not that good of a pilot. I'm not. What the heck is going on here? This is so bizarre. It could make me think I'm a good pilot. You know what we
I
need?
think your ego is big enough. What do we need? Tell me.
What I was saying is, it's just like weird because I'm not a good 3D pilot and this thing is just doing it for me. But you know why I like this so much better than the VTOLs?
It flies?
No, because it's a plane. It's a plane that also does crazy things. It's not a VTOL. It's a plane that does cool things. I prefer planes that fly like planes. And then they also are very capable of other crazy things. Like that. Like, I mean, this would totally fly in the living room.
If this is on camera, I should get an Emmy.
I just don't know what to think of the fact that they said 5-minute flight timer, and I'm now 6 minutes and 46 seconds past my 5.
What did you, oh, you set it for 5.
Yeah, I set it for 5. Now, granted, this is the 800 milliamp 1S, and that's bigger than what's called for. So I can understand a certain amount of that.
But not like minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the trifecta right now. Hey, should we like stop the video and call your parents and let them know that we're going to be like 20 minutes late?
We should just go.
Oh, well, there's one idea. Isn't our son sleeping still?
Yeah, I have to get them all ready.
Oh,
And you.
yes. I'm not going to be in trouble at all when this video is over.
Not a bit.
Not even a little teeny
Well,
bit.
you're not stopping.
I have nothing to lose. Anybody have a place I can sleep tonight? which is so true. Hey, Esteban.
Yeah, call
It's been a while. I thought I was supposed to be his doghouse. What's going on?
Okay. I bet if you bring your plane, somebody will let you stay with them.
Whatever. This is like reminds me of flying the Delta Ray if like you were flying the Delta Ray on like 17 hits of illegal paraphernalia. I can't even say that probably because then it would be like, YouTube has decided to censor your video. Did you see that? What plane does that?
This one. This is an Ultrix.
The Ultrix?
They can buy it from the link below.
Yes, please do buy it from the link below.
You
Goodness
really
gracious.
Oh, just don't fly into the sun.
I gotta figure out the trim though, because if I could figure out the trim, I would love this plane so much more. It's like an elevator throttle response, and that's why you see it's kind of like, oh, I wonder if they have the Vario on this.
That would not be annoying at all.
You see that bird on the prowl? It's right there. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Film a video here.
It is?
You're interrupting me. Oh, I am.
Here it is. I'm sorry. This thing is so crazy. You have no idea. Oh wait, yeah you do.
Yeah, I do. Love with you.
Now you see why I wanted to fly today?
I know, but for serious.
What? Like, we can't even get to the low voltage warning? I think we're there almost. Let's just do this until we hit low voltage. Good lordy, these smart packs are awesome. I'm seriously, look at this. Look at this, I'm at 9 minutes and 56. I'm at 10 minutes past. I'm 15 minutes of flight time. I'm gonna be in so much trouble when this is over. And still power for inside loops. Are you kidding? Okay, this is crazy. Are you sure there is a low voltage warning?
It's in the manual.
Well, there's been other things in the manual that don't exist.
That's true.
Do you remember when I got the Aero Commander and it said safe was equipped? I was so annoyed. This one's a good one to film too, isn't it? Like just super easy to, just a nice, easy,
Just
easy, here, relaxed film.
Enjoy my time with you before you have to go live with someone else for the day.
It's just only one day? Wow, I'm gonna live it up then.
That depends on when you quit flying.
Ooh, are we losing juice? There it is, we're there. 11 minutes and 14 seconds passed. 11 minutes, 14 seconds. Get back here. Do not let me down. Yes, beautiful landing. Okay, so throttle cuts on and tested. This thing is crazy. I had no idea what to expect from that little pizza box shaped thing. And it's awesome. Like I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be just kind of like, eh. But it's not, it's so cool. And Horizon, if you're listening, which I'm sure you're not, what the heck is this thing not in the Sport Cub UMX 2.4? Why? Why is that not in there? I seriously want an explanation the next time we talk, which hopefully won't be tomorrow because I'm in trouble. This thing is awesome. Go get one. Follow the link in the description below. I don't even think this one's on sale, but you should get it anyway, because it's totally cool. And yes, we have a lot more coming, guys. If you haven't already watched the unbox and radio setup, which was kind of frustrating on this one, I had a little trouble binding it. So you know what? I don't even know if we're gonna show the unbox. It was so lame. It was so incredibly lame that we're not gonna show it. We're gonna show it. It'll be right after here. Thanks for watching, guys. Come back for more.